afternoon, class. So today is 29th of December, but we will first complete the newspaper of 27th of December. And this is because of some urgent work that had to be catered. And in that particular regard, I hope you can adjust for 1 or 2 days. Now, the first news is related to the farmer union to resume talks. So there is a 4-point agenda that has been put forward by farmers. What the farmers are saying, they are saying basically that the repeal of the laws. The second is the electricity bill. The third one is the Essential Commodities Amendment Act. And the fourth one is the Commission of Air Quality Agenda. Now, what are these all bills? First of all, I hope you remember some while back the government of India have established a commission for air quality, and that air quality is monitoring the states that are located around Delhi for controlling the air pollution that is happening around the time of winters in the region that is located around the Delhi or the national capital region. So they have put restrictions on some of the stubble burning. They have put restrictions, fines. Some offenses are made bailable. Some offenses are made non-bailable. These are some of the provisions that they have made. So farmers are saying that whatever the penalties that you have made in that particular law with respect to the air quality are very humongous, because you have said there is a fine of approximately 50,000 rupees on a stubble burning. We will not be able to pay that. So that's why the fine should be reduced. Okay. The intention of the government was that no stubble burning should take place. But the farmers are saying that even if the stubble burning take place, the fine that you have imposed on us should be a minimum or of minimum value. The first point. The second one is the Electricity Amendment Bill. Now, what is the problem with Electricity Amendment Bill? Now, there is deregulation of electricity. What does we mean by that? The deregulation of electricity simply means that whatever be the subsidies that are being provided by the electricity sector to the farmers for usage of pumps in the fields was free. Now the government, by its regulation, what it intends to do, it want to cancel all the subsidies that are being paid, and therefore it want to make the power availability in the electricity sector on a competitive basis. Right now, what is happening in the agriculture sector, there are some marginal and small farmers who are basically provided free electricity for the operation of the pumps so that they can irrigate their fields. But this has been objective by certain economists, because whenever there is something free, the objectivity of that particular free service is not relied according to the services that you are desiring. So there occur misuse of different sources or misappropriation of some funds. So that's why the government is of the opinion that this particular subsidy should be subsidized or should be eliminated. Now that is a very good intention. And then again, they further have said that the farmers who are using this particular facility have to pay the full amount, but they will compensate the farmers with the direct benefit transfer into the account. Now, why farmers are objecting this? The farmers are objecting this because they are thinking that at the very first instant, a small and marginal farmer who is present over there will not be able to pay the bill that he had or that he will have. So there is no point in getting the DBT. So you completely make us free the particular electricity subsidies that we are getting. These are the two. Then there is Essential Commodity Act. Now, Essential Commodity Act is basically eliminating all the things with respect to the purview of the government. Now, why this provision was in force? First of all, you need to understand that Essential Commodity Act was enacted in 1955. According to this particular act, the government had the power, or the government assumed the power, that if there are certain commodities on or which are required by the common public, for example, potato, tomato, or onions, if the government feels that there is a shortage of these commodities in the market, then they can check the hoarding, they can check the smuggling, and they can sometimes also regulate the prices. Now, the problem with the private sector was, the private sector was told clear cut that you cannot hoard any of the, or you cannot store any of the onion, potato, or tomato as mandated by the government or above than the particular limit that is set up by the government. So basically what government was saying, that the prices of the onion is increasing because there is hoarding. The private companies will only earn profit if they hoard a particular amount of onion, and then they later on sell it to different parts in different you can say states or different people. Okay, I hope you are understanding that. You take a product from the market, you store it, then when the product is in, you can say, limited amount in the market, you release your product. So that way you earn a huge amount of profit. But the government, for checking the fluctuations in the prices, or so that this particular product would be available to the common people, they have stopped the hoarding of onions. Now, the government in ECA 1955 have said that there is enough amount of production of onion, potatoes, and all the essential commodities that are required by the people. So therefore, we are doing away with the Essential Commodities Act, because in 1955 it made sense. Why it made sense in 1955? Because there was shortage of food in India. Right now we are a food surplus country. So if we are a food surplus country, that means whatever is required by all the people within the country, we are producing more than that. Even then, we are exporting more amount of food products as compared to the food products, specifically in the case of rice. Or you simply remember that we are producing enough now to feed all the members of our country. Furthermore, we also have leftovers that can be sent to the foreign. Okay? So that's why they have been objecting, and I think the three farm laws I have already talked about what they intend to do. One is related to contract farming, the second is related to sale of commodities from one place to another, and the third one is related to the insurance or other sector that are there. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Further moving on, MP cabinet not for anti-conversion bill. So this is the new thing that is happening in India. Now you have an anti-conversion bill in India. Madhya Pradesh is the second state. Actually, this is not the second state, but this is the second state in news after Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh has passed a prohibition to conversion bill 2020 by the Yogi Adityanath government. They have also put stringent measures. I have explained in detail all the provisions that are there, but for your revision, I will once again repeat what is happening over there. So there are two types of laws that are existing in India. One is the Hindu Marriage Act, under which all the marriages of Hindus are regulated. You cannot have two wives. Even if you have two wives, the first one should agree that she is not objectionable to the existence of the second wife. This is Hindu marriage law. And a person who is a Hindu male can only keep two wives if, you can say, has been provided sanction by the first wife, or she has not put a case against him in the court, or he can have second wife if he is divorced, or if his wife is dead. Okay, these are the two conditions that are prevalent in the Hindu marriage code bill. The second, the Muslim code bill, is a different code bill. I hope this is clear. They can keep as many wives as they like, provided they should be able to basically fetch the earnings for all the wives. Okay, so this is how the laws are currently working, different for different persons. Now there is another bill or another act, that is the Special Marriage Bill, and this generally regulates the inter-religion marriage. So if a Hindu man is marrying with female of Muslim religion, or a Muslim female is marrying a Hindu person, or let's say for all the categories of Sikh, Christian, Jain, and all other people that are existing in India, they are marrying among one another. So they will be married under Special Marriage Act that is provided over in the Constitution of India. Sorry, in the, not the Constitution of India, but in the law books of India. Now, two things you need to understand about that. In the Hindu marriage code bill, you generally have to get a marriage certificate from the registrar. You can go over there and you can say that we are marrying. In the court marriage, you can do the same. But in the Special Marriage Act, that is among the religion, you will have to first of all go to the magistrate or the registrar of marriage. That registrar of marriage will put your information on the notice board for approximately 30 days. If anybody has any objection regarding to the conversion or regarding to the marriage, he can go to the court and he can object that I am against this. So that was currently misused by the RSS school and the Muslim Maulanas, okay, because there are some fanatics of religion who think that if the Hindu girls will be going over there, then there will be destruction of the Hindu religion. And also the Muslims believe the same, Muslim fanatics believe the same, that if some Muslim woman will come into Hindu religion, they will completely forget what the Muslim culture is. So that's why what they do, they threaten the people, they dissuade the people. Now, there have been certain instances in which the fraud, coercion, and all other things are being committed. So this particular bill checks this particular fraud and coercion or by force, allurement or influence uh, the change of religion. But the one important thing that has been happening in this MP cabinet and all other bill is the Uttar Pradesh government and the Madhya Pradesh government is saying that if you are changing your religion, now most of the people, why they were changing religion before the marriage? Because if they do not change the religion, they will have to go in front of the registrar. And once they go in front of the registrar will display that this Muslim or this Hindu man are getting married on the notice board. Once the people read it on the notice board, they will go to the homes of these particular individuals and they will threaten them. Okay, as simple as that. So what most people do, they will change their religion first, either to Hindu or either to English, or sorry, either to Muslim. So in that particular regard, they do not have to display their names on the notice board, and therefore the marriage is a consummated in a easier way. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now what they have said that if you are changing your religion for the purpose of marriage, it will not be regarded as a you can say legal marriage. It will be a illegal marriage, and if you are changing your religion only for the purpose of marriage, you will not be there. So that is why it has been criticized. Now, when we will come to Article 25, I will give you various debates that whether a person have any freedom regarding change of his religion, because there will be different cases who will be put up against these particular laws. So we will be later talking about this particular laws, that what does they mean. But please remember these two particular laws, the UP Prohibition of Conversion Bill and the MP Cabinet Bill. We will be discussing these particular two bills when we will come to Article 25. Okay, because that is completely news, and I am telling you Article 25 question will be asked in the examination. या रिलीजन के बेस पे कोई भी क्वेश्चन आए तो आर्टिकल 25 मार्क करके आ जाइए. Definitely is the violation of the Article 25. Okay, further moving on. The next one is the Jal Jeevan adds 1 lakh water connection daily. Now what is the Jal Jeevan mission? To basically provide water to every household by 2024. This is the second flagship scheme of the Indian government after the sanitation scheme or the Swachh Bharat scheme that has been run by the government of India. And the Swachh Bharat scheme has been running from 2014 to 2019, and they have built approximately 11 crore toilets all over the country. How much functional they are, we do not know. How much the availability of the facility or the cleanliness is kept in mind, we do not know. But of course, the strength of the toilets that is available in India has been increasing. Now, apart from that, the household drinking water facility, when we talk about, understand one thing, most of the people are confused between the households and the individual. The connections are not available to individual, the connections are available to the households. So among the households, the coverage is only 32.3%. You can approximately amount it to 33%. So these 33% households will be provide water connection, has been provide water connection of the total households, that is 6.15 crore. If you multiply it by 3, there will be 18 crore households. Now if you 18 crore multiply by 5, then it will be, if there are 5 members in each family, then there will be 18 5 the 90. So there will be 90 crore population will be covered under this. Okay, there will still be people who will be residing outside. There will be families who will not be covered under the ambit. But this is the current scenario that we have. Right now, there are 33% of household, which amounts to 6.15 crore households across the country who are having tap connections. Okay, so if you are among these if you are among those persons who have a water facility at home, or a IPH department has basically provided a water facility at your home, then you are among the lucky 33% in the country. Okay, so the target is to basically include all the people in that particular scenario for basically providing water facility to every household. And in fiscal year 21, there is approximately 23,000 crore in the budget that has been allocated. And in the 15th Finance Commission, the allocations that have been given by the Finance Commission have said that whatever 60,000 crore has been allocated to the rural bodies. Remember this, 60,000 crore has been allocated to the rural bodies, and 90,000 is the total amount. 90,000 crore is the total amount that is allocated to the Panchayati Raj and the municipal system. So 30,000 crore is for the municipality and 60,000 crore is for the Panchayati Raj. Now among the Panchayati Raj, the Finance Commission have said that the focus should be on water and sanitation. Okay, I hope you remember the Finance Commission. Finance Commission give us two ways how the money will be distributed between center and state. It also tell us how the money or how much amount of share should be distributed among the states. ठीक है, तो जितनी भी states है उनको कितना share मिलना चाहिए. Then it further tells us that how much money should be given to Panchayati Raj institutions, and it further tells us that how much money should be given to the municipalities. ठीक है, so for municipalities and Panchayati Raj, they have allocated approximately 90,000 crore. Now among that 90,000 crore, approximately 60,000 crore has been allocated to the rural bodies, and in that Finance Commission have said that among this 60,000 crore, half of the money should be provided to water and sanitation. Okay. So I hope this is clear. You must remember all the numbers. The report of Finance Commission is very important. You must remember 41.5. Then if you are not able to remember the exact distribution, you should remember the distribution that your state is getting. For example, our state is getting approximately 0.33%. Then you should remember the Panchayati Raj, how much amount is given to the Panchayati Raj and the municipal committee, 90,000 crore. Among 90,000 crore, 60,000 crore is for the Panchayati Raj. In HP, when we talk about 768 crore is for the Panchayati Raj, okay? And 200 something crore is for the municipal committees. Okay? So this is how you remember. This is all has been said to you in the budget. You should remember these figures and do not try to basically cram everything. Once you read every particular news, so try to relate or try to remember the information that you have already read. Okay? Everything you have read, but if you do not revise it enough, you will forget it. Okay? तो उनको मत भूलिए. चलिए, further moving on. The next one is the new species of the sunrose found in the Eastern Ghat. So here the species name is Portulaca lalji, and this is found in the Prakasham district of Andhra Pradesh. It has tuberous root and the leaf does not contain any hair and reddish pink flower is there. So this is just information. Just remember Portulaca lalji is the another sunrose that is basically found in the Eastern Ghats. The next one is the Britain EU release full text. Now I hope you remember what is the issues between here. We have already talked about the issues between Britain and European Union. There is a single market that was earlier existing. And when we talk about single market, basically the tariffs were very low when the product was coming from one country and going to another country. There was a custom union in which the taxes that are charged on a particular product was also charged across the European Union in the same manner. Now, a particular country is getting exit from European Union that have basically not in the benefit of the Britain. This is what the people were saying. Now, there are bound to be repercussions with respect to the trade deals, with respect to the, you can say, tariff that is currently happening. So therefore, there have been debate regarding the particular issue that what these particular two, European Union and the Britain, have come to and how they are pursuing the fact. Okay. So these are the things on which the corporation, they will be agreeing with one another. Whether they will be agreeing with one another or not, we will have to wait and we will have to see. But as it stands today, from 31st December 2020, the trade deal would have to be set to be enacted and both should have accepted whatever has been passed. However, the further clarifications or the sanctions of the parliament is still remaining. Okay, I hope you remember in democracy what happens. The executive can sign a particular bill, but it is for the parliament to provide sanction to these particular bills. Okay, I hope this is clear. Further moving on. Okay, so how coronavirus interact with human proteins, you can read this on your own. The next one is the nanomycelles. Okay. Nanomycelles, or whatever you want to pronounce it. So why this is important? First of all, you need to understand what is this. So this is a type of a globe shaped nano carrier which can carry drugs to a specific site that is given direction. For example, let's say you have developed lung cancer, let's say. And in that particular case, there are two things that you can do. You can go to chemotherapy or you can go to another type of injections and all other things that are present who can kill the cancer cells. I hope you understand how the cancer cells are performing. There is some unprecedented growth in the tumor. the tumor later changes into cancer. Okay, so there is a inhibitor in the all the cells that is existing. If the inhibitor malfunctions in some of the way, the cells will replicate in access to whatever they are supposed to do or whatever they are supposed to produce, and therefore there will be a tumor in starting, and afterwards it will change into cancer. Okay, this is how the cancer process works. The problem with the cancer treatment was it is done with the help of radiation. So if it is done with the help of radiation, it basically affects all your body. You lose the hair, you lose the different cells of the skin. So in killing for killing some of the cancer cells that are present inside your body, you will have to basically indirectly kill all the other cells who are also healthy cells in your body. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now what does nanoparticles do? Nanoparticles basically take the drug. This drug is targeted at a fixed site, for example lungs, and then they destroy the cancer cells that are only situated at that particular area. I hope this is clear. The problem with nanoparticle was the nanoparticles could take the drugs, but over the path with which they travel from the stomach to the or you can say by injection to that particular specified path, they would certainly damage some of the parts along the way. Okay, so it's simple. In simple understanding, you can understand it like this. Let's say you want to go from point A to point B, but there is traffic along the way and your vehicle is very large, so you will also damage some of the cars along the way. I hope this is clear. But this nanomicelles is a type of a globe shaped nanoparticle. Now, what is the benefit of this? This globe shaped nanoparticle is hydrophilic on the outside and hydrophobic on the inside. Okay, so the drugs that you are giving it, it will not be mixing that particular drugs because it is hydrophobic in the inside and it is hydrophilic on the outside. So it can easily go along with the water, and on the inside it can easily protect the drugs. Okay, so that's why the applications are more important. Okay, so the drug delivery would be more efficient and more suitable. So I hope this is clear. Okay, so Ramanujan from the last letter of the lost book, you can read this on your own. I don't think there is anything important about this. One thing that you will do on your own is read about Ramanujan, because I think 100 years has been passed when he died in 1920. So he is very important topic right now. Ramanujan, you should remember his applications, how it has been used. So Ramanujan, you should remember. One thing about Ramanujan, where he belongs to, what are the things that he have did, and how the Dyson conjecture that is basically he had provided, you should be able to read one or two things about him, basically what I am saying about him. Okay. The next one is the slump and the green shoots of the recovery. You will also read this on your own. I have already told you what are happening in the Indian economy. The primary sector, the agriculture sector is performing good, but the manufacturing sector is not showing any growth. If the manufacturing sector is showing the slump in the growth, what are the objectives? What are the various, you can say, future courses of it? These are some of the things that we should be debating. Okay. Now, next one is the India and its neighbors. So this is a neighborhood first policy, and how India have basically not done good on the foreign policy front, why we are lacking, what are the various problems that we are currently suffering, how the PLA and the Chinese are not going hand by hand. Apart from that, we have a two-front challenge, one from Pakistan, one from China, whether we are prepared for it, whether we are not prepared for it, what China and Pakistan trying to do in Jammu and Kashmir, whether they are affecting India's reputation in the world. The other countries, for example, Nepal is also using China and India threat, or using China and India against each other. So the smaller countries are taking advantages of the rivalry that is currently going between India and China. So how to manage that? These are some of the things that we are debating about right now. Okay. The next one is the new COVID variant. Please read it. The mutations are happening, but the efficacy of the vaccine has been decreasing. Okay. Now, the vaccine as much, or you can say, if the vaccine is basically provided to as much as people, as much to large population, then basically what will happen over time, that the mutation will also decrease, because the transmission will only ensure in mutation. If there is transmission, there will be mutation. If the transmission could be stopped, the mutations will also be contained. So the people who are saying that the vaccination should be stopped if there is a new virus, it is not a sane argument. The virus will keep on producing the new strain of virus if they, you can say, basically do not stop the carriers and do not stop the cycle or the transmission of the virus. ठीक है, इसको पढ़ लीजिएगा, तो important नहीं है. Next one is India to become fifth largest economy in 2025. Now the question is, we were the fifth largest economy. Yes, before the lockdown, we were the fifth largest economy. But after the lockdown, we slumped because of the harsh lockdown that has been imposed, as the people now are fancying it to say. So China will outpace United States of America in 2028, and we will occupy third slot in the world economy by 2030. Understand one thing, we are a very large country and we had a population that is approximately 20 times or 15 times the population that the European nations have. Because whatever they are producing in the case of GDP, we are only producing for 20 times more people in India. Okay, if you talk about Germany, the population is approximately 13 crore or 14 crore. If we talk about Britain, the population is almost the same, 10 crore or 12 crore people. But in India, the population is approximately 130 crore. So we are 10 times the more people, but the GDP is only the fifth largest or even behind Germany and UK. Okay? तो इसलिए ध्यान रखिएगा, our per capita GDP is very small, but our total GDP is very high. Okay? So is the case with China. China is also have the same problems that we have. But China is an export-oriented country, so that's why they are able to do fairly good as compared to the other nations. Okay, so I think that is it for today.